Let's revise class 9 chapter 4 of geography, climate. So let's begin with the basic concept which we are learning from 7th class, weather and climate, and difference between both of them. So weather is the state of atmosphere at any point of time and space. It changes every moment. Like if I say in the daytime it is sunny, at evening we see it windy or a little cold. So it is how the weather can change. Okay, and if we talk about the climate, it refers to the sum total of weather condition and variations over a large area for a long period of time. It means it will not change, it would be a set pattern of the weather. Okay, and when we assess weather or climate, we see the same elements, and those elements are temperature, wind, air pressure, or you can say rainfall, precipitation, all these things. So in this chapter we are going to learn about all this only. Okay, so if we see how a climate can change, a climate of a place can change, it can change after 30 years, and if it changes after 30 years, then it would be counted as climate change, right? But weather can change like after every 1 hour or every moment. Okay, so there are examples given for weather. We have cloudy weather, dry weather, windy weather, wet weather, okay, cold weather. And if we talk about cold weather, like cool weather, which changes for certain period of time, as I said, night. And if we talk about the climate, it can be monsoonal climate that we have in India, or equatorial climate, desert climate, or cold climate. If we talk about equatorial climate, means the area which is near equator, it will have certain type of climate that would be known as equatorial climate. And we know that it will not change for a longer period of time, because we see that the sun rays directly fall on the equator. So this is how we understand the difference between weather and climate. Now comes to the next topic, which is India has diverse climatic condition. So we know that in India there is a variation, you can say the variation because of the latitudes, different latitudes, because of the different geographical factors, like you can say the altitude, है ना, the height from sea level, all these things. So let's learn about it one by one. So we can take two important elements like weather, like temperature and precipitation. See, don't get confused about precipitation. What is precipitation? You see rainfall in the northern plains where we live, like Delhi or Uttar Pradesh, Bihar. These are the northern plains part. Okay, and here we see rainfall. It is a type of precipitation. And if you go to some area like the northern part of India, where we see Kashmir, Ladakh, so in those places you don't see rainfall occurring. There it will be in form of snowfall, so that is also called precipitation. So two main elements of climate or weather would be temperature and precipitation. So when we talk about temperature, let's see, as I told you, in India we have variation of temperature in the same period of time. Like if we see Rajasthan desert, that is the western part of Rajasthan, there we find in summer time temperature rises up to 50 degrees Celsius. And if you go to Jammu Kashmir, Dras, these areas in Ladakh, there you will find the temperature in summer also is around or below 20 degree Celsius. Okay, Dras in Jammu Kashmir has as low as minus 45 degrees Celsius in winter time. I'm not talking about summer, we are talking now about winter timing. So in winter, the lowest temperature goes in Dras, which is in now in Leh and Ladakh area. Thiruvananthapuram, which is in Kerala, here you see 20 degree Celsius temperature. Why? In winter, why so high temperature? Because that is near the coastal area, near the equator. In south area, if you go, it is near the equator. So that's why their temperature will be not that low in even in winters. Then we talk about Thar Desert. As I told you, in daytime there it is around 50 degrees Celsius, and at night it is 15 degrees Celsius, which is too low. Okay. Andaman Nicobar, and what we are learning? We are learning the diversity of temperature in Indian territory. Like if you see different parts of India, there is variety. Everywhere there is no same pattern of temperature. Andaman Nicobar Island, Kerala, these will be having no different, like there will be average temperature everywhere, and for the whole season, because it is near the equator, so it will always face the high temperature. Okay, now we'll talk about the precipitation variation, which means somewhere you will find in India rainfall, somewhere you will find snowfall. Okay, so let's see where we find what. Snowfall in the upper parts of Himalaya, because there is low temperatures throughout the year. And then we talk about rainfall in the rest of the country. We see in high amount or low amount, but everywhere in the country except some mountainous region, we find rainfall, we see rainfall happening. So annual precipitation, if precipitation again rainfall. So if we talk about which part of our country gets highest rainfall, so it's the place in Meghalaya state, which is Mausin Ram. There we find more than 400 centimeter average rainfall in Meghalaya state. Okay, and in the world also, like this is the highest rainfall in the world. Which state? Meghalaya. Which place? Mausin Ram. Less than 10%, 10 centimeter you find in Ladakh and Western Rajasthan, which is desert area, and Ladakh is also desert, but it is cold desert, and Western Rajasthan is hot desert, that is Thar desert. And rainy season in India, if we talk about the rainy season, it is during June to September, which is the time period of when monsoon winds come to India. So at that time we receive a lot of rainfall, and in the southern part, in somewhere like in some places like Tamil Nadu, we get rainfall in October, November also, which is during reversal of, or we can say during due to retreating monsoon, which we will learn in the next slides. Next we have coastal area. So there you will find less contrast in temperature, means there will be average temperature every time. Like if you see Mumbai, if you have gone there in winter timing or summer time, there will be similar temperature. It will be around 30 degree every time. So you don't have to 30, like below 30 every time, because there is the effect of wind, ocean, the wind which comes from ocean. Okay, so it brings moisture every time. So if there is hot temperature on the land at that time, the cool wind or cool breeze will balance it. So that's why there is always average temperature, never high, never too high, never too low. Then we talk about one by one the climatic control. Like if I say any area's climate will be controlled by certain factors, okay, it will affect these factors will affect the climate of certain places, or we can say the climate of that place is because of this reason, like that. Okay, suppose I say Delhi has extreme cold and extreme hot weather season. So why it is? Because it is quite away from the coastal region, it is surrounded by only land parts, because of which it does not have the effect of ocean current or the cool breeze coming from the sea or hot wind coming from any other area. So it has always the extreme temperatures. Okay, this is called continentality. There's a term in your book, you'll be reading somewhere now. The climate of a place is influenced by various factors that interact to determine its characteristics, like first latitude. So I hope you know that latitudes are some lines which are horizontally drawn on the earth's surface to understand things. Okay, and these are imaginary line, but if you know 0 degree, that is equator, so you will understand all the parallel lines to equator are latitude. So Due to the curvature of the earth, the amount of solar energy received varies according to latitude, resulting in temperature variation from equator to pole. So if you see on equator, there will be direct sun rays, so high temperature. As you move towards pole, the amount of sunlight received by those areas will be reducing. So what will happen? The temperature will itself get down. Okay, and when you reach to the pole, you will get very low temperature. So this is how temperature decreases as you move towards the pole from the equator, that is 0 degree. Okay, now the same thing is written here, that the closer to a location is to equator, the warmer it tends to be. So it means if you are lying or living around equator, near equator, which we are living, the southern part of our country is near equator, so they have extreme temperatures, okay, extreme high temperatures, but because of the ocean, it makes the moderating effect. Okay, then we have altitude. Altitude, you need to understand, it is the height from the sea level. Okay, suppose you go to Mumbai and you go to the beach and you see the sea coastal area. So now you see that if a little bit higher you are from the sea level, that is what is known as altitude. Okay, so the area which is near the sea level, it would have like higher temperature comparatively. If you move upward on the heights, you will get less temperature, as we see in the mountainous region. When you go in the winter or in the summertime to the holiday places like Himachal Pradesh, Shimla, Kullu, Manali, these are on heights, so you get less temperature over there, and that's why you go to these places in summer time. So this is what you have to understand. As elevation means height increases, the air becomes thinner and it decreases the temperature. Next we have pressure and wind system. So this is again you have learned in 7th class, but I know that you have forgotten everything, but if you remember, that's good. So if you see, always remember one thing, where there is high temperature, there will be low pressure, and where there will be low temperature, there will be high pressure. And wind always moves from high pressure to low pressure. So wherever there will be low pressure because of the high temperature, there will be wind will be moving towards that area. So when you see India, right, when you see India in the summer season, our land, Indian territory, gets high temperature, right, and in the ocean it becomes low temperature. Okay, and because of that, now go to the pressure. So you see, when in India there is high temperature, there will be low pressure, and in the sea part there will be high pressure because of the low temperature comparatively. So the wind will move from high pressure, means from the sea area, towards the land area, and that is why monsoon winds come to the land part, Indian land or area in Indian territory in the summer timing, and we receive a lot of rainfall. Okay, so that is how we see that this wind or pressure, air pressure controls the climate of our country or the whole earth. We are learning because we have to understand India first, so that's why I'm talking about India, all examples for India only. Next we have distance from the sea, which I have just told you, that is continentality, which we see in Delhi. Delhi is quite distant from any sea or coastal area, because of which we feel extreme temperatures over there. But if we talk about the area which is in the coastal area, like whether it is Mumbai, Chennai or Goa, there you will always feel a moderate temperature, never so high, never so low. This is known as the effect of distance from the sea. If you're closer, there will be moderate temperature. If you are on distant places from the sea area, you will get high temperature over there, extreme temperature, not high, extreme temperature. Extreme in terms of like high temperature or low temperature, both will be extreme. Next we have ocean currents effect. So ocean currents, again you have learned in 7th class. Ocean currents are of two types, and they are basically the streams. You understand, the river has certain tributaries which flow like moves and join the main river on the surface of the earth, on the land. But if you talk about the ocean currents, they are again the streams, the small channels which are moving on the surface of ocean. Okay, that is known as ocean current. So they are of two types. One is warm current, another is cold current. So wherever there will be warm current, it will increase the temperature. Wherever there will be cold current, it will decrease the temperature. And warm currents always move from the equatorial region, because we know that equator will have more temperature, and it will move towards the polar region, and from the pole the cold currents will move towards the equator. Okay, so this is how we understand this. Now we have relief feature. Relief, again, the different landforms, whether it is plateau region or it is mountainous area. So the presence of relief features such as mountain can impact local climate. High mountains act as the barrier to winds, forcing them to rise and cool, which can lead to increased precipitation. So if you see what will happen, suppose there is Himalayan region, okay, or you can see the Aravalli mountain between the eastern and western Rajasthan. Because of the Aravalli mountains, the moisture laden wind always just cause rainfall in the eastern part of Rajasthan by getting hit with the, or we can say by colliding with the mountain. Okay, and then they cause rainfall in the eastern part, and when it moves towards the western part, it has already lost the moisture, so there will be no cloud formation on the other side. That is known as the rain shed area, okay, where you will not find any kind of rainfall, that is leeward side. Okay, now next we have factors affecting Indian climate. So whatever you have learned there, now you will learn in the context of India, and both are very important for you. That is for the whole earth, and this is going to be for the your country only. All the examples, whether we are talking about any latitude, it will be related to your country only. So let's see. Latitude. The Tropic of Cancer runs through the middle of India, we all know, and it divides India into two parts. So we see in the southern part we have tropical climate because it is more closer to the equator. And when we go beyond the Tropic of Cancer on the upper part, or you can say in the northern part, there you will find subtropical climate, which is, you can say, a little moderate climate, average temperature. Okay, India is situated roughly, and we know about it, that these are the latitudes of northern hemisphere, and our India is located in northern and eastern hemisphere. So all the latitudes will be in N, and all the longitudes will be shown with E letter. Okay, so it divides almost our country into two halves, and then southern half lies in the tropical zone, where you will face high temperature, and the northern part will have low temperature because of being in low, means in comparison you will see a little moderate temperature because of the subtropical zone. Okay, and you can say a little bit it is distant from the equator, that's why. Therefore India's climate has characteristics of tropical as well as subtropical climate. So if somebody asks you what type of climate India has, so you can say it is monsoon type of climate or tropical and subtropical climate. Okay, now second thing is Altitude. Altitude, I explained, the height from the sea level. So in the mountainous area, where it is Himalaya or northern mountains which you see, that would be colder, okay, or you can say cold area. And if you come down on the northern plains, there will be higher temperature in comparison with the height of 6,000 meters of mountains, right? So this is what we understand here. Next we have pressure and wind, that we need to understand. Here pressure means air pressure. You understand, you have learned already it in science, that air pressure is created by air only. India's climate is influenced by atmospheric conditions such as pressure, surface wind, upper circulation. Dekho, you don't have to get confused about upper air circulation. It is a kind of air which is always moving. You don't have to worry about it. And cyclonic disturbances, when high pressure and low pressure area are created in some places. So whenever there is low pressure area in center and around there is high pressure area, so wind start moving in a circular motion, that is known as cyclone. Okay, so that you see in the Bay of Bengal in the summer timing, and the same thing you see in the winter timing from northwest, like from Mediterranean Sea towards India, it moves in the winter timings. So that you will see how it affects, it brings rainfall. Cyclonic disturbance bring rainfall, okay, so that you need to understand. India is situated in the path of northeasterly winds originating from subtropical high pressure wind. Forget all this, you will get confused, forget it. Just remember, in India monsoon winds originate from a high pressure area, uh, high pressure area uh, north of the Himalayan, um, during winter period. So when you see, in the Himalayan region, in the winter timing, the pressure is high. Why? Because the temperature is low. Winter timing, we know that there will be low temperature. So the wind from monsoon wind which had gone there in the summer time will come back in the winter timing, because there is high pressure area now. So wind will move from high pressure to low pressure. So it moves from that side towards ocean. In the Arabian Sea, it moves towards Arabian Sea. So that is what it is talking about. Don't get confused so much. These winds move towards low pressure area over the ocean to the south. That's what I was trying to explain. During summer, a low pressure area forms over interior Asia and northwestern India. This leads to reversal of wind direction, bringing moist air from the southern Indian Ocean. So always remember, during summertime, India's land gets like heated, okay, and due to that its pressure becomes low, and in ocean comparatively there is high temperature. So from Arabian Sea, or you can see, you can say the Indian Ocean in the southern part of India, from there wind which is moisture laden, which has a lot of moisture with it, it moves towards the Indian land territory, and then it becomes the reason for the rainfall. So that is what is explained here. There is no rocket science. If you will read it carefully, you will understand. Next, altitude. You understood the meaning of altitude. As we will move upward, it will be having the lower temperature. Okay, so that only you need to understand. And the southwest monsoon winds carry moisture as they blow over warm ocean. So it is talking about rainfall somehow, but you don't have to get confused. It's not about altitude, leave it. Coriolis force. Let's talk about Coriolis force. So Coriolis force is a kind of force which is created because of the rotation of the earth. When earth rotates, it creates a certain kind of force which is known as Coriolis force, and this force will deflect the wind in the northern hemisphere where our India is located. So it will impact the climate of India in some or the other way. And this whole phenomena, this whole idea is known as Ferrell's law, because there was a scientist Ferrell who has invented this law, or you can say thought about it, coined this kind of ideology. Okay, next we have the now we know that India has a monsoonal type of climate. Monsoon is a word mausim, which is having Arabic origin, which means seasons, and it's a kind of wind system in India, because of which we have certain seasons. So these are four seasons: cold weather season, hot weather season, advancing monsoon, and then retreating monsoon. So cold weather season in India starts from November to February. We see cold weather season, and hot weather season is between March to May, because after May means in June, 1st June, from Kerala the monsoon wind enters in India. So from that June, 1st June to September, there will be advancing monsoon, when there will be rainfall, it is the rainy season, and retreating monsoon when it will come back. Okay, so from the northern plains toward the south part of India, when it will return. So that is the time period between October and November, and in this time only in South India, Tamil Nadu, you will see a lot of rainfall. So let's talk about the cold weather season. So we should always remember that we live in a place about which we are learning, and we have experienced the cold weather season here, so we know a lot about it. And if we don't even have the idea of what is the cold weather season in our book, you can write general points, not that general that you wear woolen clothes, but you can write that what type of temperature you feel, or what type of we can say phenomena you see, right? In which time you see extreme temperature. So only these things are mentioned here. So the cold weather season in northern India runs from mid-November to February, and December, January are the coldest months in this northern region. Temperature decreases from south to north in India. South you will see more temperature, and in North India there will be less temperature. Okay, so that is what this line says. Chennai on the eastern coast maintain an average temperature. We all know why it maintains average temperature, because it is in the coastal area, right? It has the impact of land breeze and sea breeze, so that is the reason. And day are warm, nights are cold. We see in the daytime we see sun, and because of the sunshine we have warm days, and at night there is too much cold. And frost is common in the north area, snowfall, frost, these are common in the Himalayan region. Northeast wind, trade winds dominate during this period, and then India experiences mostly dry season due to land to sea wind flow. So there will be no rainfall in the winter, like most of the time there will be no rainfall, because at that time wind moves from land to sea, not from sea to land. So there will be no moisture in the wind, and there will be no rainfall. And as we discussed that in winter time, when monsoon is retreating, there will be a little bit rainfall in some areas, and that rainfall will be very beneficial for rabi crops which are grown in winter time, like wheat, you know. So that, and western disturbance we also learned. I had told you that western disturbance, because of the western disturbance, the wind which is coming from the Mediterranean Sea towards the northwest part of India, so because of that the area of Uttar Pradesh and Punjab, Haryana will get rainfall, and there will be wheat cultivation easily. So that is what we have to understand. Winter rainfall is also known as Mahavat. This is an important concept. So you should know that what is Mahavat. It is a kind of rainfall which is experienced, or which is a phenomena in the winter season. Okay. Distinctive features like influx of cyclonic disturbance from west, which I told you just now, it will bring rainfall in the northwestern part of India. Then there are more details you can learn about it from this, but this is not to be like make you more confused. Learn few things because this is exam time, so I'm not explaining it so much. Then we have hot weather season. there are certain important concepts which we will learn, and there are some common things as well which we already know. During summer in India, the sun moves northward, causing the global heat wave to shift accordingly. So sun moves towards northward and temperature increases, just remember that. Okay, from March to May, India experiences hot weather due to this northward shift, because when sunrise will be, I mean sun rays will be uh, more for the northern part of the earth, okay, northern hemisphere, so there will be more temperature, and that will raise, like that will cause uh, we can say hot weather season in India as well. In March, the Deccan Plateau records temperature around 38 degrees Celsius as the highest, and April sees, in Deccan we are talking about the southern part of India, and if we talk about the northern part of India or western part of India, there will be around first we are talking about the central part and the western part. So there will be 42 degrees Celsius temperature, which is in Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh. And if we talk about the northwestern part, which is Rajasthan and then now Delhi also, we experience the average temperature which is 45 degrees Celsius, which is too much. Okay, then we have to learn these things you can read once. Then we have Lu. Lu is important. We need to understand that Lu is a kind of hot and dry wind which we can see during summertime in north and northwestern India. So Delhi and Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, these are the areas where you find this, and Rajasthan, Gujarat also, there you find this kind of local wind. This is local wind. It will not be found on the whole earth, but in some areas. So that's why it is local wind, local hot wind. Dust storms occur frequently in May. You have, I mean, you will experience now in April, May, you will see that there will be dust storm offering temporary relief by temperature, lowering temperatures, and sometimes bringing light rain and cool breezes. So we see that in April month there will be some rainfall, and that will decrease the temperature. Localized thunderstorm called, again one more local wind, that is Kal Baisakhi. You will see it in West Bengal, and it will bring heavy rainfall during summer season. Next we have hot weather season, more things like if we talk about mango shower. Mango shower is again one very important concept. You see this type of pre-monsoon shower, like before monsoon enters in India, we see a little bit rainfall in Kerala and Karnataka region, that is known as mango shower, and it is important for the ripening of mango. Then we have advancing monsoon. Now we talked about the hot weather season. Now in June, monsoon will enter 1st June from Kerala. So by early June, a low pressure system forms over the northern plain, drawing in the trade winds from the southern hemisphere. So I told you that from the sea part in the western and southern part of India, there will be moisture laden winds that will move towards the land area of the Indian territory, because in land area of Indian territory there is high temperature and low pressure. So wind will move from high pressure, which is created in the sea, to low pressure, which is on the land part of India. So there will be rainfall. The southeast trade winds develop over warm subtropical region in the southern ocean, crossing the equator and moving in the southwesterly direction towards the Indian peninsula. As these winds pass over the warm ocean, they carry ample moisture to the subcontinent. You understand in my simple language which I have explained before reading this. Then we have what type of rainfall we will see, what type of, like what will be the speed of monsoon wind. So it would be average 30 km per hour, and then it will like cause a lot of rainfall in the northwestern region. No, except northwestern region, the whole country will get rainfall because of this monsoon wind. Upon the onset of southwestern monsoon in India, significant weather shift occurs, like there will be rainfall, so weather will get humid, and you will get relief from the temperature, high temperature. Okay, the windward side of the Western Ghat witness heavy rainfall exceeding 250 centimeters. So you will get more rainfall in which area? So in the Western Ghat area, you will get more rainfall, and then northeastern part of India, and yes, these two parts. So in northeast India, you see Meghalaya. Meghalaya, there is one place in Meghalaya which is Mawsynram. There you will get the highest amount of rainfall, which is more than 400 centimeter. And here you can see in the Western Ghat 250 centimeter. Okay, Deccan Plateau in Madhya Pradesh will get the rainfall, but it would be having uh, it will have good rainfall. Okay, then the northeastern part of the country will have extreme rainfall. Deccan part will have like average rainfall, but in the northeastern part there will be high rainfall. Then in Ganga Valley, rainfall decreases from east to west. So from east, as I told you, northeast there will be high rainfall. Slowly it will decrease if we move towards the western part. Okay, and in western part of Rajasthan and Gujarat there will be less rainfall. Then we don't have to read all this so much. Then we have, you can go through it, but you don't have to understand so much about it. In October, November, now okay, we are now starting from retreating monsoon. So that is also known as post monsoon, like after the season of monsoon. What will happen after September? There will be retreating, like returning of monsoon winds towards again the from where it has come. It will go back to that place, that is the Arabian Sea, or you can say in the Indian Ocean. So what will happen in that time? In October, November, as the sun shifts towards southward, the monsoon trough weakens over the northern plains. Okay, in this part, one more thing we forgot to talk, that is monsoon breaks. Okay, during the advancing monsoon time, there will be some period where the monsoon will like there will be less rainfall, or the rainfall will stop for some time. That is known as monsoon break. Okay, now come back to retreating monsoon. So in October, November, as the sun shifts southward, the monsoon trough weakens over the northern plains. Like there will be no moisture in the wind now, and there will be very less rainfall. So it will move back to the place again. So the month of October, November represents the transition from rainy season to dry winter condition. The retreat of monsoon is marked by clear sky and a transition to drier weather patterns. During October, weather in India becomes oppressively hot due to high temperatures, humidity. This is known as October heat. So when monsoon is over and there will be dry wind, so there will be no rainfall. Because of that, there will be high temperature for some time in October, and that is known as October heat phenomena. Okay, that is a concept which you need to understand. Why you get heat in October month? Okay, so it is because there is no rainfall now and the wind is dry. That's why. Latter part of October, temperatures in northern India start decreasing rapidly as low pressure condition move from northwestern India to Bay of Bengal. So pressure works here. Low pressure condition shifting to Bengal area in early November lead to the formation of cyclonic depression, because of which there will be heavy rainfall. Next है the densely, okay, what is the distribution of this, how it will affect the people? So densely populated deltas of Godavari and Krishna and Kaveri rivers are frequently affected by cyclones. You will see a lot of cyclone in these areas, resulting in substantial destruction of the property and life. And coastal area of Odisha, Bangladesh, or West Bengal will also have certain impact of cyclonic disturbances, or no, not cyclonic disturbance, because of the cyclone. The Coromandel coast receives, Coromandel coast is basically the eastern Ghats lower part, you can understand with this. So there you will find there will be rainfall, there will be cyclone. So it will have like good weather at that time and good rainfall it will receive. Now we'll see how the rainfall is distributed over the earth. It is very important. Why? Because you need to understand the pattern key, where you will find more rainfall, although I have talked about it throughout the video in the beginning also, but you need to understand, this is important. So part of the western coast and the northwestern India experiences more than 400 um, a centimeter of rainfall annually. I told you already that in the northeastern, which is like your states of Manipur, Nagaland, Mizoram, these places, and Sikkim, Gangtok, then your Meghalaya, these places will get more rainfall, and the western Ghat area will also get more rainfall. In India, most of the rainfall you will find in these areas. Then average you will find in the area of Gujarat, some parts of Gujarat, Haryana, Punjab. These will get less than 60 centimeter of rainfall, and low precipitation will have in the Deccan Plateau and eastern side of, or you can say eastern Ghats. Okay, not eastern Ghat, it will be in the Sayadri region. So western Ghats eastern part, not exactly eastern Ghat, it is in the western part only, but western Ghat only, but in the eastern side of western Ghat. Next we have another region with low rainfall is Leh and Jammu and Kashmir. Leh in Jammu and Kashmir. The rest of the country receives moderate rainfall with snowfall limited in the Himalayan region. Okay, and annual rainfall varies significantly due to the nature of monsoon, especially in the regions with low rainfall. Then regions with high rainfall are prone to flooding. So you see most of the time floods news we see from Kerala side, Tamil Nadu side, and then this um, Bihar side, and Assam. There you find a lot of um, flood, and drought you will see where there is less rainfall, low rainfall. Okay, then last topic, which is monsoon as a unifying bond. Very, very important, because the whole country has a diverse climate, but because of the monsoon wind uh, we have certain connectivity because of different festivals, because of the irrigation importance, and you can say the harvesting time because of monsoon wind. And coastal area, in that area we have fishery. So these all things connect us. The Himalayas act as the barrier against extremely cold winds coming from Mongolia area or Central Asia, safeguarding the continent, and this protection result in consistently higher temperature in the northern India. So if we don't have Himalayan mountain, we will not have that good moderate temperature in the northern part of India. There will be, like, if there is no Himalaya, there will be very low temperature. Okay, so that saves us. And then the peninsular plateau surrounded by the sea by three sides enjoy moderate temperatures. The maritime influence contributes to the region's climate stability. These are not about monsoon. I am coming to monsoon also. The monsoon exerts a unifying influence on the Indian subcontinent. From here we are starting. The seasonal shift in wind patterns is also, and associated weather changes create a rhythmic cycle of season, which we enjoy, right? We enjoy all four seasons. If there is only one season, which can be possible if there is no monsoon wind, so it will be very monotonous, our life will become very boring. So it is very important to have rhythm in life, so it creates a rhythmic cycle of season, which is very important. The unpredictability of rainfall and its uneven distribution are characteristics of monsoon. So we see that there is right now we saw that distribution of rainfall is not equal. It has uh, diversity, it has variation. The monsoon significantly impact various aspects of Indian life, including the landscape. Different types of landscape we have, flora, fauna, different types of species of plants and animals we see because of the monsoon. Agricultural practices, where there is irrigation required, we depend on rainfall, so again it impacts. Then cultural events like the festivals we celebrate, harvest festival, Vaisakhi, Bihu, and then your uh, Makar Vilakku. So these are Makar Sankranti. These are the festivals we celebrate because of monsoon only. The entire agricultural calendar and the livelihoods of people, including their celebrations, revolve around the monsoon. People across India eagerly await the arrival of monsoon each year. These seasonal winds play a crucial role in providing water for agricultural activities, essential kickstarting for farming process. And then the river valley is nourished by, we know that in the peninsular region, rivers are formed because of rainfall, so it creates it is the source of rivers water. And then we talk about connecting regions across the country. We all are connected because of this monsoon, because of different cultures and many other things which we have just learned. So this way we finished the chapter. I hope it is helpful for you. Thank you.